Over a career spanning 3 decades, award-winning singer-songwriter Seal has sold more than 20 million records worldwide. He's achieved several #1 hits.
It's been 30 years, can you believe it, since he released his landmark debut album. And to celebrate, he's embarked on an anniversary tour, performing his greatest hits. Have a listen. I could listen to that all day. Delighted to say Seal joins us now. Morning.
Morning.
Could you listen to that all day?
No, absolutely not. But yeah, you were just saying it's been 30 years. I think it's been about 33 years, 34 years since the first record.
Does it feel that long?
Does it feel that long? At times, it does. But for the most part, no. I mean, especially looking at those clips, it's like it was only yesterday.
Nice.
Favourite song?
Favourite song of mine or in general?
You've offered me something else. Yours first.
Of mine? I'd probably Kiss from a Rose.
Why?
I mean, that's the most requested. Well, it's the one that kind of changed my life, wasn't it? You know, I try not to have favourite songs because, you know, they're like kids. I mean, you shouldn't really have favourites. But if I think about the one that's, you know, that's had the most profound influence on my life and the one that I feel very fortunate to have written or to have sung, it's probably Kiss from a Rose.
You have a very distinctive look. So when people see you, they think, that's Seal, isn't it? I mean, they do. You are very recognisable. Do you think that's a fair thing to say?
I think so.
Yeah. So when people come up to you, do they sing you your songs?
Do they? Sometimes.
How do you respond to that? Because I just think that it could go one of two ways, couldn't it? You could be like,
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, no, it could. You could be like, oh my goodness, you are fantastic. Thank you for bringing, you know, such joy to my song. Or you could just be like, this is so embarrassing. How do I get out?
No, I never think that. I mean, it's lovely, you know, when people come up and sing your songs. And it's not so much that they're singing your songs, it's that you're seeing the effect that you've had or something that you do has had on their lives, because it gives you it reminds you of that sense of purpose, which is essentially what it's all about, you know. So if you can affect someone's life in a positive way, then that's a great thing.
How generous of you.
No, it's true, though,
Surely
isn't it?
someone's murdered your song in front of you.
Oh, all the time. I didn't say it hadn't.
What's the face?
I've murdered my own songs, trust me.
Talking of a positive influence, talk to us about Mr. Wren.
Mr. Wren. Yeah, he was... You know, I often talk about the importance of seeing people, you know, and despite having a somewhat tumultuous start to the beginning of my life, he was one of those people. He was a teacher that I idolised at primary school. You know, he was... I always describe him as the kind of... I mean, he looked different from other teachers. You know, he wore jeans, he was cool, he had the long flowing hair. You know, he was the teacher that all the male teachers wanted to be and the, you know, female teachers wanted to be with. I mean, like, he was really, really cool. And he sang, so I idolised him. And, you know, I wasn't much cop academically at school, but he was that person that saw me and that encouraged me, and he wanted, you know, he would push me to sing, and he sang, so I just wanted to be like him. And he would always say, you can do it, and he'd always have patience with me.
And that gave you your escape didn't it, in some respect? You talked about your difficult
yeah,
childhood.
part of what gave me my escape, definitely.
And your foster parents as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
My foster parents, they were a saving grace, I think.
How did you know you had a good voice? You can be encouraged to sing,
Well, Mr. Wren.
but did he... It's different being told you've got a good voice, isn't it? And
But how
knowing.
did I know?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I was... actually, the first time I realised that I had something different or something unique was when that teacher, Mr. Wren, put me on stage at the PTA evening, and I sang in front of everyone, parents and teachers, including my own parents who were in the audience. And I remember when he called my name up, when Mr. Wren called my name up, called me up to the stage, I remember being petrified and thinking, oh, this is going to go terribly wrong. And I stood on the stage, and you could hear a pin drop. You know, it was like a scene in a movie. And I remember looking out and seeing my parents, seeing all the other parents, students, teachers, and I just wanted the stage to open up and swallow me. I mean, it was the scariest place to be. But I closed my eyes and I started singing, and of course it was a cappella because there was no musical accompaniment. And I did that for, I guess, must have been about 2.5 minutes, and at the end of it, everyone clapped. It was like this rapturous applause, and I remember seeing my parents going like this. And suddenly, that place that had felt like the loneliest place just felt like home. And and I spent, you know, the rest of my young and teenage life always knowing that I'd return back to that place eventually. And so that was the difference. That was when I first understood that there was this thing that I did that had an effect on people.
Can you remember what you sang?
I can see clearly now. It was a Johnny Nash song.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
song. Now the Rain is
lovely
gone.
song.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, I think it's used in it.
You what?
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, I think it's in the film as well. No,
They
was that?
did?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
You say as well, a lot of your songs are about love, aren't they? And I think it's interesting, given everything that's going on, it's easy for us to get bogged down in so much stuff. And you've talked about love being at the centre of everything, and that's why you want to talk about love.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that we've run out of options, haven't we? I mean, we've pretty much tried everything else. And, you know, you've heard that saying, lean in with love. You know, just like everyone else, I have my off days. But I find that whenever I make a decision, or if someone's like, you know, done something that's annoyed me, or if I feel very strongly about something where I want to react in an upset manner, if I just manage to put a pause in between my reaction or whatever it is I'm going to say or going to do, and if I try and lean in with love, I find that the result is consistently one that is positive, that is warm, and always has a great outcome. And it's never one that you regret. So I think that this kind of leaning in with love, approaching everything with love, I mean, it's the one constant, isn't it?
It's a good sentiment. It's such a good sentiment. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's
thank
been
you
lovely
very much.
having you on the sofa.
I
Good luck,
love being here.
because you're performing in Manchester and London this weekend. So good luck
I
with
am.
that as well,
Yeah.
and good luck with the album too.
Thank you.